I was once visited by the angel of death in a meditation.
It's pretty intense, Tim.
Well, it was for me because when I first learned to meditate, I was always told to protect myself. So on my website, there's a prayer protection. And I always say the prayer protection before I sit down and do my meditation. That's just to keep all energies, negative energies away, and all positive divine energies working with me. So as soon as I got through saying the prayer protection, in my mind's eye, very clearly, like I saw the golden light beam, there was a skeleton with rags hanging from it. It was like a bone, really a skeleton with rags on it. And when I first saw it, it startled me for a second. I said, and then I realized, wait a minute, I said the prayer protection, so this must be a divine force. And I said, who are you? And he says, I am the angel of death. And then he went on to explain to me why he was here and visiting me. So I learned that they are here to support us in our development. And if you realize who you are, you can call on these beings, these spiritual teachers, to work with you. Even when you have a situation or an obstacle in your life, if you work with the energies, they will work to remove these obstacles from your life and situations.
I'm going to take it back a second here, Tim, before we go any further. You were saying you were visited by the angel of death and you found out why they were visiting you. Why were they visiting you?
Well, at the time I was dating this lady and I wasn't really committed to her, okay? I liked her. I had to travel a long distance to see her and so forth. And so the angel of death told me that he was coming for her. And so the night, in America, there was some special event at like pay-per-view. Maybe it was WrestleMania or something like that, where I stayed up to 11:30 watching this event. So I'm coming up the steps to go to bed. I was living by myself, and I do meditation classes on Thursday night in my home. So my living room was always set up for meditation classes, 12 chairs in a circle. So I'm walking up the steps and they says, why don't you meditate tonight? I says, oh, okay, I'll sit down and meditate. We'll see what's going on. Normally I don't do this, not at 12 o'clock at night. And so I sat down in meditation, did the prayer protection. And when I sat down, I saw all my loved ones in the room with me sitting down too. And I welcomed them. I mean, I'm like ignorant. I don't know why they're there. I don't know that this was a training session for me or anything like that. So I sit down and do the prayer protection. And so as soon as I do the prayer protection, the angel of death visited me and told me that he was here for this person. And I got emotional. I started crying. I says, I don't believe you. I says, prove it to me. I says, I do not believe you. And I want you to prove it to me or else I'm not going to believe it. And so I see the angel of death leave my living room and go into the kitchen. I hear a crash in the kitchen. And while he's in the kitchen, my teachers are saying, listen. They didn't say it like this. They were more loving. If I was talking to you, Mel, I'd say, Mel, listen. They weren't like that. They says, it's good to know if something is going to happen. You can prepare yourself for it, and you can prepare the person for it. And so what I noticed happened, and I agreed with them. And so the angel of death came back from the kitchen after the crash. He sat in the chair directly across from me at the end of the room. And we terminated the meditation set. So I went into the kitchen to find out what the crash was. On my refrigerator, I had an astrology calendar that, for, January is Capricorn, March is Aquarius, and so forth down the line. And so at this time it was April, which was Aries. But on the floor, the calendar was on the floor. When I picked it up, it It was Sagittarius. And that was the astrology sign of the lady that I was interested in. Okay. So that was proven to me that what he was saying was true. He knew who she was and such, and created the calendar to fall. And my calendar has never fallen off my refrigerator in like umpteen years. And then this one time it falls, crashes, and it's on the astrology sign of this lady.
Could that not just be seen as a coincidence, though, Tim?
Do you really think it was a coincidence that I see the angel of death leave the living room, go into the kitchen, I hear a crash, he returns, and I go out there and find that the astrology calendar is to her astrology sign? Come on, Mel.
I don't know. I got to ask. I got to play devil's advocate a little bit here, Tim.
You play devil advocate. To me, it was
okay.
It was proven to me. All right. What I found, though, Mel, is it changed me. It changed me on how I treated her. And maybe I wasn't treating her the way I should have been treating her. And I found that the way I treated her changed to be more loving, more accepting, and so forth. Something you should do with everyone. Be more loving, more accepting, more tolerant, instead of being judgmental and making decisions and so forth, all right? So it was an experience that changed me to become a better person. I would like to think so.